What's up, people? Kick this one off right away. The story called Lockdown with Gangs. Death in Prison. I'm gonna start this off by telling y'all that I'm gonna just start from coming down from a USP to a medium B or whatever they call them shits. Now a USP is a United States penitentiary, federal joint, and a medium is like the lower joint from the USP. Now the difference between federal joint, USP, and the state is the murder rate in the USPs is off the rocket. You know, it's dudes in there, they're not trying to hurt you, they're trying to kill you. So all that Rikers Island tough guy shit, I seen a lot of niggas get slaughtered, you know, being little boys to grown-ass men. Taught me a lot. Now, with me going from USP to a medium, you know, I already made it up in my mind. I wasn't playing with these niggas that got forever. I damn sure ain't gonna play with these niggas that ain't got no fucking time. So, to keep, and now I know how it is, when the cat's away, the mice play. So, what I did was, I just stayed away from all them niggas. You know, I knew everybody, I fucked with people, but I didn't fuck with people. I stayed to myself because I knew my next step was the door. And I appreciated that. See, a nigga that think it's a game, they don't appreciate that. So what they'll do is act all retarded in the spot that's chill, and then get somewhere else and get raped or some shit. You know what I mean? Deservingly though. But that's just how karma works. You know, you gotta watch how you move and who you trying to step on, because some niggas is blessed by the gods. Like, what I mean when I say that shit is something bad gonna happen to you. It ain't that he's sending nobody or nothing. You know, you just fucking with the wrong man, with the wrong plan. But anyway, to get to being locked down with the nigga Benny Sigel, right? And this ain't about you, homie. This about a situation that took place, but you're a celebrity, so. And plus, I want you to hear this shit. So anyway, it ain't about what happened to us. It's about what happened. But I'm going to talk about me and talk about you a bit, because, you know, this is a chain of events that was taking place. So anyway, while I'm there, you know, you see how I'm moving right now? You know, a lot of people, I was like this. I wasn't like this, but I didn't care. I played the lowest seat. You know what I'm saying? While everybody else brand stood, I did everything. You know, I narrows the path, I believe. So a lot of people respected me a lot, but secretly they hated me because I was on my anti shit. You know what I mean? And people don't like that when you don't mess with them. You know, it makes them start wondering if you think you're better than them, all type of sucker shit. The insecurities. And you know, this shit happens in prison too. Well, not really prison. This shit was jail, but for niggas that's going home. So anyway, when Beans get there, right? It was a lot of dudes in competition with me. It's always like that. I don't know, why would you compete with a nigga that's stealing fruit out the mess hall as a hustle? I was getting crazy money, but they didn't know that. It was a looked down upon hustle. People looked at them like, hey, take the fruit, like they was clowns. But me being me, I looked at it and looked at a situation that, let me just shoot to that. Say like, I seen that the niggas that have money, what they do all day is they try to stay in shape. So when they get out, they can be super spectacular. So they watching what they eat and all that. They need them apples and all that. Them niggas is millionaires. And they know apples and all that shit by the dozen don't come by the dozen. You know what I'm saying? So once I peeped that, I was like, okay, I can make each rich nigga over here give me $90 a week for these. And that's exactly what was going on. I had niggas on $90 a week contracts. And I had the whole jail. It's funny, I gotta tell you this shit. Shout outs to my nigga GQ from Hunts Point. Anyway, when I first get to the spot, I get there and the New York car everywhere be whack as fuck because New York niggas always hating on each other and always pick each other to start beef with. That's the sucker shit that New York niggas do because they scared to death to try these niggas from these other areas. So they want beef with the nigga that's right next to them because they scared. They don't know the fear of the unknown. They not traveling with the trouble. They doing that shit in their neighborhoods. It's New York. The niggas that travel with trouble, they ain't playing. The niggas that's going from Brooklyn to the Bronx, from Queens to Staten Island, them niggas ain't playing. So if you see a nigga and you beefing with him every day, that's because he want to beef with somebody in the neighborhood. He don't want to go. He don't want to go nowhere. I ain't looking for beef at all. I'm just telling you a story. It's a real story, a true story. But this is more than a story. I'm gonna give it to you niggas in story form. All right. So anyway, so when I first get to the joint, I get in, the DC dudes, they overpopulate the federal institutions because everything in DC is federal. They steal a car, they going to the feds, which is crazy because they can handle it, but that's what's happening. Them niggas steal a candy, they going to the feds. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the capital state, the White House there. But that shit don't stop nothing. It's actually one of the most violent places. Somebody got killed on the White House steps. They shooting behind. They're behind the White House. You can make a story. Somebody from DC need to show the world what's happening behind the White House. So anyway, when I first get there, DC niggas in the house see me coming. And they see how I'm moving. And they like, this nigga look like he tough. I know this what they got to be saying. So while they saying that, they like, okay, I'm going to try this nigga. Because, we all got to live in this one unit. And the level of tough niggas from D.C. and New York in their house, I already know they're going to outnumber toughness with these dudes because New York niggas just be real whack. For real, I'm telling the truth. It'd be like 4 or 3 out of 10 niggas in New York or 5 out of 20 But I ain't gonna lie, the 5 out of 20, the 4 niggas that be making up for the whole fucking car. You know, that's sad though. It's a terrible ratio. So, and 8 out of 10 times, the 4 from New York, they don't even get along. But from following suit, if shit get crazy with the other states, niggas is, you know, niggas come out. And that's what be saving New York. So anyway, when I get in there, the DC dudes, I'm trying to use the phone. It's between lock-in hours. It's almost 10 o'clock, 9, whatever, you know, those hours. So I'm trying to get my last little call in. And they know that it's crunch time, so they standing in front of the phone area, joking around and playing and not moving. So for you to get in, you gotta interrupt their conversation, or you gotta stand there and keep asking them, can you get in? And I wasn't about to do that. So I'm standing there and but I tried, you know, I ain't just jumped to, no, I ain't a disrespectful nigga, I could be. But I'm like, excuse me, can I get in? I said, excuse me, can I get in? Excuse me, can I get in? I said that shit one more time. And I touched that nigga and moved him and walked in. And that nigga turned with me. This when I knew the nigga knew how to fight. Shout outs to my nigga Biz. He look like that nigga, the Glizzy nigga. What's his name, man? I like that nigga too, because he remind me of Biz. Biz was from Southeast. He looked like the Glizzy dude, Barber's son. He looked like Barber's son. You know, if you know that nigga, man, that nigga's official, that's my man. I got a lot of respect for him. So anyway, the nigga Biz, the nigga I moved out the way, it was him and Umar or something. Yeah, him and Umar with the beard. They both from Southeast. Umar crazy with his hands and all that. So anyway, I grab Biz spin with me, and he smothers me and pushes my hands down and he gets in my face. I said, oh, this nigga know how to fight. He making sure I can't hit him. So you know, he like, yo, why you touch me? I'm like, man, I asked you, excuse me 4 times. I'm telling him in his face, man, what the fuck you think I'm gonna do? It's crunch time. You think I'm gonna stand here and keep asking you and you ain't gonna move? I'm gonna use that phone, bro. So boom, the nigga looked at me, yeah, and then somehow it was lock-in time. And everybody locked in and we was looking at each other like whatever. So when we locked in, all the New York niggas looked at like, oh man, here come, you know, this, I know niggas was, see, playing games, and them, this when you see it be the tough, the niggas doing all that shit, you know what I mean? They don't be tough, man. They don't be, because they want a real tough, say like some shit where, you know, the KKK is just smoking niggas. The niggas that's gonna get up and go against that shit, you ain't even, come on, man. You gonna see the difference. You know, it's what you fighting for. It ain't about taking a life, man. It's what you'll give yours for. That's what impressed me. What you giving your shit for, bro? What you dedicate your life to? What, you know. You know, so anyway, to finish that off, I'm just giving you an example of how I came to the spot and how everything happened. So while we locked in, it wasn't quite locked in to the next day. It was one of them quick lock-ins where we lock out. While we lock in, I turn my lights out, you know what I'm saying, and I'm looking, you know, through the joint. They take the count. You know, all the other New York niggas is looking scared. But it was this one nigga named GQ, tall nigga from the Bronx, Hunts Point area. Shout outs to GQ. GQ stepped up, right, and came over. He ain't do no super gorilla shit, but he was there on some, on some, y'all ain't gonna smother my homie. Let's see how this gonna go, y'all. But you know, so he steps up. He's talking to them. I walk away. I know it's lock in. Whatever they decide, that's what's happening. So we lock back out. When we lock out, GQ in front of myself, but he tell me through the door before we lock out. He said, yo, son's, you know, he gonna holler at you. I don't think he trying to put you forward, but you gonna see where you at, you see where he at, and you see where it go, but it's just gonna be you and him. So I'm like, all right. No matter of fact, he came and told me that some shit. I forgot what he said. So anyway, when I go, I'm looking at son looking at me and shit. My nigga Biz. The nigga Biz extend his hand. And he said, yo, bro, you know, that ain't nothing, man. You know, you do what you do, I do what I do, but, you know, just don't be on now. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't with that. I'm with that, and that's that, man. And, you know, we left it alone. And from that point on, we just end up, we used to watch each other a little bit, but we end up working around the same spot. But anyway, I'm not going to get it. We get real tight, man. I'm going to end up unicorn, this and that. Not tight like we brothers, homies, super friends or nothing, but I know he have respect for me. I have respect for him too. I liked him, and I know he liked me too. No his. So anyway, just get to Beans, all between all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? The nigga Beans come to the spot. You know, when Beans get there, niggas is talking about, yo, man, Beanie. So I'm telling my man, God damn, look at these beanie bag ass niggas. Look, I can't, you know, I'm from Harlem. I got a lot of Harlem in me. No hezzy when it come to that. You know what I'm saying? Like certain customs and shit that, you know, you just etiquette. It's, you know, I mean, it's stuff you doing, do's and don'ts. I'm not earthing no nigga. I don't fuck who you is. I ain't gonna hate you neither, but, you know. So anyway, they earthing them crazy. They giving the niggas is giving them burger day. They giving them their burger. That shit don't even sound right. You gave them your burger? You know, somebody asked that nigga, he know I ain't capping. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm anti all of that shit. You know what I mean? So he probably thought I didn't like him or something, you know what I mean? The way I was moving, but it wasn't that. It's just that, you know, I don't want to be them, and I'm not going to be them, and I'm not them. You know what I mean? I'm not to conduct myself. I respect me. You know what I mean? So, from that point, the shit, you know, niggas is moving. And I fuck with, like, I ain't even moving with New York niggas. I got a nigga named Flea from Baltimore. And, he had a lot of respect from people from my project. You know, that St. Nick swag. You know, he knew everything about my project. So I knew that he was impressed with people from my projects. You know what I mean? And my projects is, we could call that man DCville. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, not that that nigga from there, because it's a lot of dudes that's over him, you know, they're legendary dudes, with all respect. You know what I mean? But he is that nigga from St. Nick. He a St. Nick nigga. 101%. You know what I mean? So anyway, so me and Flea, we kicking it. And it's funny that the dude name ended up being, his name is Flea, his name is Fleance. So, you know, we kicking it. While we kicking it and shit, it's a dude, Muslim, this one of Beanie Brothers, not Beanie Brothers like where he fuck with this dude every day, but I know he know this dude. And I know he know this story. So one of Beanie's brothers, Muslim brothers, let me say it that way, he used to make pies, cheesecakes. This nigga had grape cheesecakes, pineapple cheesecakes, raspberry cheesecakes, right? So anyway, I didn't like the dude, you know what I mean? Because the way he carried wasn't personal, but I knew he was one of them dudes. He was from Philly. He was one of them dudes, you know, the one out of the hundreds that's happy that it's 100 and that they're gold. So he's moving around extra. He was wild extra. So, and, you know, wild, you know, he was the Dungeon Dragon. God bless him. You know what I mean? It's nothing but love, you know. And I'm just telling the story the way it was at that point. So now I'm with Flea, and Flea's son down there, he telling them something in the ice room. And you know, I'm not really paying attention, but I'm paying attention because I'm with Flea. And Flea, you know, we had a great relationship. So Flea like, yo, bro, did you taste this nigga pies, yo? You know how them Baltimore's do talk. Everything is yo. So, you know, I was like, nah, you know, he was like, yeah, I know, I don't fuck with him either, but them pies, right? So I'm like, you know, man, I don't care. I don't like you. I don't touch nothing. So Flea like, nah, bro, I'm buying them shits and you trying that shit. You know what I mean? And that's another reason I fuck with Flea. He wasn't no petty nigga. He had class. I ain't a petty dude. I'm not with that peasant shit. You know what I mean? I got class with how I do shit. Even when I was, you know, a lot of class with it. You know what I'm saying? I might be the roughest nigga in the world, but class is a must, right? If not around you, more so in your etiquette, the way you move, the things you will do, and the things that you won't do. That's the gist of a man, or a woman, or a king. So, you know, will do and won't do is the list that you observe people in. So anyway, it definitely is mine. So anyway, he buys 3 of them shits for them, one of each, the cherry, the raspberry, the pineapple, and some other shit. So he bought 3 of them. I think he had a 2 for $3 deal, whatever. But the way Flea was, he didn't give a fuck anyway. Son, he would have bought them. So he bought them. He was like, yo, I already got one left. I ate one or some shit like that. So you can have the other 2. Right? So I take them shits. Give me 2 of the different joints. I ain't gonna lie. These just was the best pies that I had in my life at that time. Let's say that, man. He done did this. He cooked these little shits. He had them shits ridiculous. I bust them shits down on the toilet. Golfed them. She's disappeared, right? So, and Flea wanted to know, yo, how I said them shits is stupid. So anyway, I overhear this dude saying that he trying to go, he don't feel right. He telling them he can't breathe. And he need to go to the hospital. And he's saying they don't want to send him. So, you know, he's saying he really feel, he like, fuck it. So they like, yo, niggas is telling him, why you making them pies and shit. He like, yo, man, I play handball all day. Dudes is like, it don't matter, you know, how much you play handball and all that. You eating the pies and shit. You know what I mean? You sweating and putting in sugar and all that. Like, they telling him. So he like, I'm going to go. So he goes, plays another game of handball. He goes up to the rec. Everybody will end up at the rec. No, it was child. You know, so when you eat, you have an option if you got to go to whatever program where you're supposed to go, or you could go, you know, if you don't got nothing to do, you could go to the yard, or you can go back to the house. So homie, he up there playing handball. No, he not. He went when they called child, that's something like that. He was coming back from handball. So anyway, you know, the fruit nigga. So when they call child, I try to hurry up and go in there so I can line up my, you know, my planets to get my shit in order. So when I get up there, I done loaded up. I'm on my way back. I got it set up. My mans and them got bags for me, so they hit me. I'm getting out of there before I done snuck through the middle of the, you know, they got like a little middle section where the checkpoint where the police is at. Now, it's a beautiful day and a cloud in sight. Well, not an unhealthy cloud in sight. No sign of rain, nothing. So, at that point, we going back to the house. When we get through the shack, there's a white officer with a prosthetic leg. Prosthetic, I don't know how to say it. Y'all get it. That's the fake leg. And he's running through the joint. And he's screaming, "Get the resuscitator. Get the resuscitator. Get the resuscitator." So I'm like, what the fuck is a resuscitator? I'm trying to, this shit is going in slow motion to me. I'm asking my man, what the fuck is it? My man, like, I don't know. I'm like, I hope that ain't that thing that they press on their chest with, right? So dude running, "Get the resuscitator, get the resuscitator." Yo, no lie, he falls, the leg come off. He banging on the floor, he trying to get his leg. He's like, "Get the resuscitator, he's breaking his neck, man. He get up with the half a leg, he's running, right? Off of half a leg. And while all this is happening, one single cloud, a small little circle, dark gray one, slides past. And I'm looking and it's rain coming down in slow motion. And I'm telling my man, "Yo, what the fuck is that? Look, it's no rain. Nowhere else, man. It's nowhere else is it a dark cloud, bro." And my man shrugging me off. And I'm like, fuck this nigga. I know me. Not fuck him, but fuck trying to convince him. I'm observing, but I'm vocal with it at the same time. So why did I tell my man, yo, if that cloud stopped over anywhere where that man was going, and they find, and if wherever that stopped, if somebody died right there, that cloud came to pick him up. I said, if somebody had stopped over top of the dome, on the top, right in the middle. And I told my man that whoever it is, if niggas we find out they died right there, that cloud came and got them. Dudes are screaming out the windows, "Yo, don't come in, somebody fell out, this and that." I'm like, fuck that, I'm going in. I want to see. When I get in, not because I'm a let me see ass nigga, but this right here is, you know, I'm not just letting that happen with the clouds, and I'm not one of them guys. I know what to look. I know what's in, I know that there's no way possible that the cloud, the only cloud, let's call it that, could be in sync with the only death. And probably, could think about it, how many people you think died within that vicinity, bro? I knew that was impossible timing. That would be, that. Now I do understand that's 777. That's perfect timing. Only God is perfect like that. So anyway, sure enough, when we get inside, bro, the IP dude that couldn't breathe, his cell was on the top. My man's cell was on the top. He died. And I told my man, I said, "Yo, son, that cloud came to get that nigga, bro." The niggas, whatever, me and kept it going, and I understood that. But to myself, I never let that shit go. And I'm glad I didn't. Because now I got something over on my TikTok that's going super viral. Viral is 10,000 or something like that. I'm at 72. So that's viral 7 times. See that number? It's 3 fucking 7s. And this ain't scripted. I don't have a book or none of that shit. See how God works? Perfect timing. Now that's one story. I'm gonna get into one more if y'all like that one. This one is serious. But I do suggest y'all go over to the TikTok. It's at john.ryder.mac, God Only Son. I'm gonna post the thing up there. Go look at that. Because I never let it go. I found what happened there. I was able to find that happening with someone that died. And I got it on camera. So they call it an alien abduction. And they call aliens aliens because aliens mean they're not from this planet and nobody know nothing about them. Well, I guess that's what they talk about in the Bible, because the Bible is talking about stuff that wasn't from the planet and came. So those aliens, but in the Bible they call angels, right? So why do we call them aliens in real life? Because the world is at war with the angels. Right? Because look, if the Bible and the world is at the war with God, because if the Bible depicts the angels to be the stuff that came from the heavens, right? The beings that came from the heavens, those are angels in the Bible. But in the world, those are aliens. Nah. People on the earth is so, I'm going to tell you why you never be afraid of nothing that come out the sky. People, all the fucked up shit is on earth. If you ain't scared of what's happening on the earth, don't be scared when you see what's happening in the heavens. I can't tell you don't be scared. Have a fear of God, of course. But embrace God. You'll catch the next story of death in prisons. It's a real live situation involving my man Flea. He didn't want me to tell his story, but I have to because I found the angels. I found this shit happening. And I know him, he would appreciate that I showed it, man. But I'm going to show it to the world. Peace.